but I ended up causing the tragic death of the person I loved, a regret that has haunted me my whole life. If I hadn't been so stubborn then, everything would have been normal, and not so many people would have died in Hanyu City. The old story caused her pain. Jiang Yuobing quickly wiped away her tears and said, Master, I am sorry. I've made you remember sad things again. The beautiful woman gave a small smile. I should be the one apologizing. I've made you worry about me for all these years. Jiang Yuobing was momentarily stunned, then rejoiced. Master, you. The beautiful woman nodded and said seriously, from now on, I will no longer sink into sorrow. Having drunk Tai Vong S led 1EA7U, I will forget everything I need to forget. I, Ning Qiyu, have decided to return to myself. An indistinct aura spread from her whole being seemed transformed, and the demeanor of a powerful expert flared up within her. Jiang Yuobing opened her eyes wide, unable to believe it. She said, I am really curious who came here to make Master wake up so quickly. Ning Qiyu smiled lightly, stroked her cheek, and asked, with young masters from all over the city and geniuses from across the land gathering here, does anyone caught your eye yet? Jiang Yuobing pouted and grumbled, they are all frivolous young masters who rely on the family background to be arrogant. Few of them have real ability. How could I possibly like them? Ning Qiyu smiled lightly, then said seriously, Yuobing, you are already of age. If you don't marry soon, you'll become an old spinster. Being a daughter of an influential family may involve restrictions, but it's still better than being an ordinary person. You can choose a match with equal social status, live a stable life helping your husband and raising children, and share in your husband's glory. Ordinary women don't get to choose their fate. Now that Hanyu City has gathered so many talents, you should choose carefully. However, he must absolutely have strong actual strength and great potential. A slightly less background is fine, but otherwise, your mother won't agree, and neither will I. Jiang Yuobing let out a small huff. If I don't meet someone I like, I won't marry, even if it turns the whole family upside down. Ning Qiyu said, don't worry, this time Master will support your choice. If you don't like someone, no one will force you, but you must choose one person to marry. This martial arts tournament is so high profile, if we can choose anyone, what will Hanyu City do? Jiang Yuobing hastily replied, Master, this isn't helping me, since it's a martial arts tournament to choose a son, and, lore, the person must win to marry me. If I like someone but he doesn't win, it's useless. The people with a chance to take first place are all playboy young masters, or weak ones relying on equipment and elixirs to support themselves. If you take all that away, some of them might even lose to me. Ning Qiyu's eyes sparkled. She said, just look for someone you like with peace of mind. As long as his innate potential and strength aren't too bad, Master will help him win. When Jiang Yuobing tried to add more, Ning Qiyu pinched her cheek and said, it has decided then, you go back first and wait for news. Master will start preparations and absolutely won't disappoint you. She sent Jiang Yuobing away, then looked at the two wine jugs with a strange expression. She muttered to herself, that young fellow looks like a little old man, but he carries a sense of worldly experience. Whose descendant is he really? His appearance and skill are top tier. Yes, a 5-star martial venerable, yet he was still able to escape under my pressure. The thunder technique resembles the Northern Crane sect's body into Thunder Cauldron technique. If that is true, then is there some connection to the Jiang family? Ning Qiyu suddenly curved her lips into a smile and murmured, let me investigate this young fellow's background first to see if Yuobing finds him suitable. After bidding farewell to Ning Qiyu, Lai Yingxiao immediately jumped onto his compass chariot and flew away. His main purpose for visiting Hanyu City this trip was to acquire the EC Moon Luminous Pearls. However, after thoroughly searching the myriad treasure pavilions, he received frustrating news. All the pearls had recently been bored up by a mysterious individual, leaving the entire eastern region completely empty, like a wallet at the end of the month. Asking to buy the reputation of a business with 500,000 primeval stones. I almost laughed myself silly. We could torque for 1,000,000, otherwise, get lost. Add a bit more for this matter. 2,000,000. Money in hand. Information delivered. With money comes information. Lai Yingxiao flew to Hanyu City as soon as he left Ning Qiyu, still aiming for the EC Moon Luminous Pearls, but everywhere he asked, he received the same answer. All the pearls had recently disappeared. At that moment, Lai Yingxiao pulled out 2,000,000 primeval stones. The servant rejoiced as if he had won the lottery and whispered in his ear, the person collecting the EC Moon Luminous Pearls is Little Mei, the maidservant of the Jiang family matriarch. Lai Yingxiao's expression immediately turned serious, and he asked, were you absolutely certain? The servant nodded firmly, saying there was no doubt, adding that Little Mei had a dubious relationship with the manager. Lai Yingxiao furrowed his brow and thought, looking at the number of businesses cleared out, at least 8 pearls were collected simultaneously. It was clear this was a work of the Jiang family matriarch. If the pearls truly were in the hands of the Jiang family matriarch, it would be major trouble. As he was lost in thought, he suddenly heard a familiar voice ringing out, Shopkeeper, how much do 6 level, 6 pages cost? The servant immediately abandoned Lai Yingxiao and turned to greet the new customer warmly. Should I go back and ask KH Letter 1EA3 and GUY Letter 1EC7T for help? No one has recognized my identity yet, but even if she shows up, I might not get it. It's this person again. The man in the green robe was the one who sold 3 dating secret manuals to Lai Vantaru before. As soon as they met, he forced a crooked, embarrassed smile. He scratched his head and laughed. H Letter 1ED3 and GUY Letter 1EC7T city is truly tiny. We keep running into each other everywhere. Lai Vantaru said icily. You cheated me out of my primordial stones. The man in the green robe immediately protested. How can you say that? I didn't hold a knife to your throat and force you to buy them. He rolled his eyes, then smiled casually. Fine, I'll compensate you, and that'll be the end of it. This time it is for real. I'll take you somewhere cool, guaranteed not to waste your money. Without waiting for consent, he pulled Lai Vantaru and ran outside as fast as possible. The two quickly reached a small courtyard with tightly shut gates and high walls. The man in the green robe glanced meaningfully at Lai Van Teru, saying, "Your cultivation level is only 5-star Marshal Masto, but your foundation is incredibly solid. You kept up with me without even breathing heavily." Lai Van Teru's divine sense swept through the area and detected only about a dozen cultivators inside the courtyard, most of them weak. There were only a sparse few above the level of Marshal Venerable. Politely surprised, he asked, "What is this place? Come inside with me to register. I guarantee your chances of winning the Sun and Lore selection competition will shoot through the roof." The man in the green robe pulled him straight inside. The inside was plastered with information and pictures of QNH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang. As soon as he stepped in, the man in green shouted, "Chu Kenengir, Ivy brought a new guy." Chu Kenengir was startled and nearly had a heart attack. Looking like he had just been caught doing something shady, he grumbled, "I told you to knock when entering my room. Scaring me is one thing, but what if you disturb the goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang?" The man in the green robe chuckled, "Just register, a new recruit has arrived." Lai Van Teru looked around and muttered, "So this is the goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang. She looks quite similar to QNS led 1EDFN Hayan." When Chu Kenengir heard this, he immediately shouted, "Pay, new guy, stop touching things randomly." He gave Lai Van Teru a disdainful look, saying, "Just a 5-star Marshal Masto. The referral fee is only 50,000 mid, braid primordial stones." He then tossed a bag of stones over. Lai Van Teru was bewildered, not understanding what was happening, and only now realized he had been dragged here just to be used as a source of referral money. The man in the green robe took the bag of stones, looking as happy as if it were TL1 EBFT Lunar New Year, then quickly slipped away. Lai Van Teru asked, "What kind of organization are you?" Chu Kenengir looked stunned and asked back, "Didn't he tell you?" He pointed to the side and said, "It's alright, I'll explain. This organization is a savior for bumpkins like you. The day of the goddess's Sun and Lore selection competition is approaching. Are you confident you can defeat the young masters of the 7 great powers, and with the Eastern region S7 stars also showing up, do you dare to dream of winning against them on the stage?" Lai Van Teru shook his head. He had no intention of participating and hadn't he even heard of those titles. "Then this is exactly where you belong," Chu Kenengir said animatedly, spitting everywhere as he spoke. "We don't have powerful backgrounds, tyrannical parents, or masters who can call upon the wind and rain, so we have no choice but to rely on ourselves. We're all poor cultivators with average talents, but we share a common goal. We gather here out of love for the goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang. We band together for warmth and to stand against those rich, sadist Prince Charmings. Our organization, named Ice Block, consists of her most loyal and dedicated fans." Chu Kenengir grew increasingly excited as he spoke, shouting, "I am the goddess's most loyal fan. The goal of Ice Block is to become her strongest and most loyal protectors." Reaching a climax, he even climbed onto the table and yelled a few slogans. Lai Van Teru could only laugh dryly, saying, "You've got the wrong person. I am not interested in becoming a Sun and Lore. Please excuse me, I must take my leave." When he turned to leave, Chu Kenengir immediately blocked his way, raising his hand to stop him. "You can't go. Van Lam already received the referral fee. You must join. Otherwise, you must compensate us tenfold." Lai Van Teru was speechless and said icily, "The more I listen, the more sinister the sounds. Is this a fan club or a disguised cult? I think you were using the name fan to engage in shady business." A slight aura emanated from him, immediately sending shivers down Chu Kenengir's spine. How can a 5-star Marshal Master possess such a terrifying aura? Chu Kenengir didn't dare make a move anymore. He quickly called out, "Wait, we are a genuine fan club, not a cult. I can prove it." Lai Van Teru asked curiously, "Prove what?" Chu Kenengir's chubby face trembled as he said, "Our Ice Block frequently contacts the personal maid of the goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang, TI led 1EC3 UTUY led 1EBFT. She often brings us the latest news about the goddess and sends us her blessings." Lai Van Teru listened, deep in thought. Seeing him spaced out, Chu Kenengir assumed he was swayed and immediately tried to persuade him further. "Join Ice Block, and maybe one day you'll meet the goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang in person, or even get a chance to ask for her autograph. On your buttocks." Lai Van Teru gave a wry smile. Another mate again. He started calculating mentally. It was now clear that the entire H-led 1ED3 and GNGUY led 1EC7T city, even the Eastern region and the Pearl of the Eastern Sea, were in the hands of the Qin family matriarch, likely QNH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang's mother. If he infiltrated this fan club, perhaps he could find a way to obtain the Pearl. He then asked, "If I join the club, will I get to meet TI led 1EC3 UTUY led 1EBFT? Chu Kenengir nodded vigorously. "Yes, you can meet her, but only in group settings. If you want private access, you need to reach a high rank within the organization." Lai Van Teru's face darkened. What kind of fan club is this? It is clearly an upgraded version of a cult. Suddenly, a short, sharp sound echoed through the courtyard, startling everyone. Chu Kenengir's expression changed, and he exclaimed joyfully, "The signal for assembly. Sister TI led 1EC3 UTUY led 1EBFT must be here. Let us hurry out to see. You're lucky today." He glided away like the wind towards the main hall. Since Lai Van Teru was already here, he also wanted to see what kind of person QNH led 1B0 led 1E3C bang's maid truly was. Perhaps this could provide a breakthrough. He followed Chu Kenengir into the main hall. In an instant, the small courtyard had gathered over 100 people, packed so tightly that standing comfortably felt like a fight. Lai Van Teru's divine sense swept through them. Most were martial emperors, with only 4 having reached Marshal Venerable, and among those 4, Y led 1EBF and Tenhor had reached 7-star Marshal Venerable. Seeing that nearly everyone had gathered, Y led 1EBF and Tenhor stood up and announced loudly, I invite Sister T.I. led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT to show herself. The crowd immediately erupted in applause. Everyone's face lit up as brightly as if they had just found a treasure. A round-bodied woman slowly walked out. As soon as everyone saw her, they excitedly jumped up and shouted in unison. T.I. led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. T.I. led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. Bet us. Live Antario stood watching, wanting to ask questions of both heaven and earth, his mind filled with floating question marks. He whispered, "Isn't T that QNH led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang's personal maid? Why are we only seeing the logistics team here?" Chuken Ngir immediately murmured, "Mind your manners, that S goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang's close attendant, elder sister TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. Live Antario almost popped his eyes out. He thought to himself, this is TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. She looks like a moving water barrel. It's a miracle she can even serve a young lady with a figure. Y led 1EBFN Tinhor raised his hand, said Millingapores, then smiled and said, "Welcome back to Ice Block, elder sister TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. This time you bring words of comfort and blessing from goddess and H led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang." TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT had coarse features and showed no hint of gentleness. She let out a cackle and said, "My young lady sends her regards and thanks everyone for the standing support and admiration. Miss NH led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang also holds everyone in high regard. Bet us, for goddess and H led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang and elder sister TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. We want T back down, even if it means climbing mountains of swords or descending into seas of fire." Chuken Ngir suddenly roared, instantly heating up the atmosphere. Everyone howled continuously like madmen. Live Antario slightly knitted his brows, checking with his divine sense. He confirmed that this group was all normal, not under any form of illusion or charm, that they really be genuine fanboys. TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT continued, "But recently, my young lady has been troubled by a certain matter, losing sleep and appetite over it." The entire crowd immediately fell silent. Y led 1EBFN Tinhor said in a deep voice, "Please explain, elder sister TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. What is causing goddess and H led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang worry? We, the Ice Block, would not hesitate even if we had to die 100 times." Everyone responded in unison, the shouts echoing loudly. Moved, TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT said, "Thank you, everyone. If Miss NH led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang knew, she would definitely be very touched." PRS what happened? Have any of you heard of the Silver Moon sect? The crowd began to murmur amongst themselves, with some showing signs of recognition. Y led 1EBFN Tinhor said, "The Silver Moon sect is also quite famous in the Eastern Domain. Most of its members are female cultivators. It is rumored they practice a dual cultivation technique that is looked down upon, using matters between men and women for cultivation. Its authenticity is unclear." TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT looked serious and replied, "Exactly. Furthermore, the young master, and led 1EA1P led CH led 1EC9TUY led 1EC1N, has come to Crimson Moon City to participate in the martial arts competition to select a consort." Y led 1EBFN Tinhor showed anger, shouting, "How can such a depraved individual step onto the martial arts platform?" And the name and led 1EA1P led CH led 1EC9TUY led 1EC1N sounds like a woman's name. TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT immediately said, "She is indeed a woman. This is what is bothering my young lady, because the rules only mention heroes under 30 and don't explicitly specify gender." She exploited this loophole. Everyone understands what is about to happen. Everyone simultaneously swallowed hard, various blurry scenes flashing through their minds, two exceptionally beautiful women clad in sheer silk. Y led 1EBFN Tinhor coughed a few times, then said, "And led 1EA1P led CH led 1EC9TUY led 1EC1N is truly outrageous. We heard she's also a beauty. We absolutely cannot let this happen. Please advise us on what to do." Elder sister TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT. TI led 1EC3UTUY led 1EBFT smiled and said, "My young lady has found out where she is staying. We hope everyone can help resolve this trouble." Y led 1EBFN Tinhor looked around and said, "The mission is clear. We must prevent and led 1EA1P led CH led 1EC9TUY led 1EC1N from participating in the concert selection. If not, what kind of order would that be?" This task is entrusted to the Ice Block. Under his guidance, the group's morale soared, as if they were about to charge into a fire. Chuken Ngir slapped Live Antario on the shoulder and exclaimed, "Brother, let us go quickly. This is our chance to earn merit. If we do well, we want to just get promoted. We might even get to meet goddess NH led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang." Live Antario said in surprise, "Something like that exists. Has anyone actually met her yet?" Chuken Ngir proudly said, "Of course, we are the most loyal fans. Brother Tinhor and a few deacons have already been received by the goddess. Just thinking about it gets my blood boiling." Chuken Ngir said no more, pulling him into the crowd as the entire group rushed out of the main hall. Observing the direction the iron chariot was flying, Live Antario's divine sense detected it heading toward the Crimson Moon City Lord's residence. It was also flying higher than regulations permitted, which confirmed that the person was indeed QNH led 1B0 led 1E3C Bang's personal maid. A level 7 Golden Sun battleship, though slightly old, was still majestic. Over 100 people boarded it and flew towards where the Silver Moon sect was staying. Live Antario also noticed that the battleship displayed the city's passing emblem. Before long, the battleship hovered over an architectural complex, completely blocking the sunlight. Several figures rushed out from below, all young women. One of them angrily shouted, "Who dares to hover over the Silver Moon sect SA space? Land immediately." Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor let out a cold snort and said, there is no such thing as Silver Moon Sect A space. This is Crimson Moon City, and all of heaven and earth here belong to this city. After speaking, he yelled loudly. Over 100 martial artists spread out and surrounded the architectural complex. The 4 female disciples immediately changed expression, knowing that the new arrivals meant trouble. One woman carefully asked, may I ask who you are? Has the Silver Moon Sect offended you in some way? Or perhaps, line and clarify things for us. A pleasant voice echoed like music. A figure in white stepped out. Her appearance was stunningly beautiful, every gesture captivating. It was in led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N. Lai Van Teru's eyes narrowed. This woman was an 8-star martial venerable. Despite her lovely face, her innate yin energy remained, clearly indicating she was a virgin. This was completely inconsistent with the rumors of her practicing depraved male-female techniques. Y led to 1 EBF and 10 Hor asked coldly, and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N. Why have you come to Crimson Moon City? Is it for Goddess QNH led to 1B0 led 1E3C Bang, and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N calmly replied, I came here precisely because of her. Is there a problem? Sure enough, a look of greed appeared on Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor's face. He smiled and said, no, we formally invite you to come with us for a while. We will release you after the martial arts competition. During that time, my brothers and I will take care of you very thoroughly. The 2 words take care carried an unspoken, difficult to articulate hidden meaning. This comment immediately enraged and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N. She cursed coldly, shameless, you deserve death. Then, in the blink of an eye, she attacked, lashing a long whip straight towards Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor, striking him severely. And led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N coldly said, if you have nothing further, withdraw quickly. The Silver Moon Sect does not welcome you. Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor collapsed to the ground. His cultivation was low by 1 star, so he didn't dare to face her directly. Therefore, he shouted, charge, for the goddess, for the goddess. The whole group followed suit, yelling in unison. As if provoked, she lunged towards and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N. The 4 female cultivators behind her also charged out, but they were only low-level martial venerables. Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor snorted coldly, continuously ridiculing the place as being full of filth. Harsh words continuously poured out, yet her attacks became increasingly vicious. Forcing in led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N onto the defensive. Combined with attacks from several deacons, she immediately fell into a disadvantageous position. Lai Van Teru could tell that the ice block referring to Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor was not benevolent. Conversely, the people from Silver Moon Sect, while appearing sinister, were much more straightforward. After several exchanges, and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N kept retreating as he forward, and Y led to 1 EBF and 10 Hor seized the opportunity. Her figure flashed, peering behind and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N, and a gleaming saber chopped down. At the critical moment, Lai Van Teru lightly flicked his finger, and a ray of force shot out, piercing through the air. No one could react in time as it directly struck Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor's blade, causing the edge to deviate and lose its killing intent. Y led 1 EBF and 10 Hor was alarmed, then furiously shouted, though, show your face immediately. And led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N was also flustered. She looked around gratefully and said, CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N thanks this benefactor for saving her life. A laughing voice rang out, saying, it was just a small matter. Younger sister CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N. No need for excessive formality. Immediately after, a flash of light appeared, and a young master emerged in mid. With a confident smile on his face, he said, don't you worry, younger sister, your older brother has arrived. It turned out to be Taemun Kim Lang, one of the East Region's 7-star sons, and led to 1EA1P Lan CH led to 1EC9TUY led to 1EC1N was overjoyed and quickly thanked him. Taemun Kim Lang humbly replied that she flattered him. Lai Van Teru, standing nearby, was speechless because it was clearly he who had acted. There is no shortage of shameless people in this world. It seems this guy isn't a good sort either. He had originally intended to secretly do a good deed, but now it seems he will have to step out into the open.